You're tuned into Long Island's only FM sports voice. This is Sports Talk on 90.3 WHPC.
Alrighty, sports fans, coming at you 100% commercial free every Thursday evening from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. right here on 90.3 FM. I can't say it. WHPC HD, Garden City. We are located in Garden City, and we're here on Thursday Night Live. Sports Talk.
Yeah!
There you go. I was throwing off because I was looking to see if Mark Tchaikovsky was going to clap. So out of my right eye, I'm looking while I'm trying to do two things at once. I'm like, is he going to clap?
I just learned that me and Kim Tracy suck at giving high five. Can we just? There we go. That was better.
Was it nerderific?
There was like 3 or 4 failed high fives during the intro.
It's like Lewis and Gilbert, which I'm dating.
Yeah, it was awful.
Kim, do you know who Lewis and Gilbert are?
No, I don't think.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Okay,
thank you.
Yes.
Anthony Edwards and Robert Carradine. Yes. So,
God, how do you not know that? Like, immediately.
It's been a while.
I'm 30 and I know that.
Here we are at Sports Talk, and it's Thursday night, June 14th. It's Flag Day.
It is Flag Day.
It is Flag Day.
So you mean the flag's actually not going to be at half-staff today?
It wouldn't be.
No, because like every other day now, they put it at half-staff, unfortunately.
Well, it used to be, but it used to be only certain ones could declare it to be half-staff. Now everyone does. They just I'm in charge. I'm a mayor. I'm doing this and I'm doing that. But all right, I'm Chris Muldoon over there wearing his original Six shirt.
Yes.
Mr. Cameron Bonagura.
Hello. What's going on, people?
Over there, Mark Tchaikovsky wearing an ISOT shirt.
Golf shirt.
Yes, well, it is the U.S. Open on Long Island. So. And over there, wearing a kind of a trucker's hat, right?
It says it's the Blanket and Catalina wine mixer from Step Brothers.
We play 80s Billy Joel.
Now take your, you know what I mean.
You got your boats
He's wearing
and
a
H's?
sucker punch.
I know.
Got to get me my boats and H's.
Oreos?
That's right.
You have your boats and Oreos?
And Oreos.
That is Nick Ornberger right there. He's back.
I'm back!
He was on special assignment for a while. Lots of sociological experiments.
Yes, we were doing sociology this time, not rocks. This is somehow better.
Now, are you taking summer classes?
I am. I've been taking, so I took a field lab geology class, which I told you guys about, and through text I've opined if you have an opportunity to, don't. Because
it's not rocks for jocks?
No, it's just awful. Well, it's exactly what it is, but it's awful. It's 9 days. 9 days of traveling around in a bus and looking at rocks.
You were in like New Jersey or something.
Yeah, we were in New Jersey. We were in Connecticut. There was a couple of really nice days.
Do you have to pay any kind of extra special lab fee or something?
We do.
You do? Oh, wow.
Which blows my mind. I paid for the class. Why do I have to pay for the admissions places?
Wow.
But we did get to go to the American National... oh, for God's sake.
AMNH?
Thank you.
Yeah.
The American Museum of Natural History. Thank you.
Did you go to the Gregory Museum?
I did.
What's the Gregory Museum?
That's the one in Hicksville on Heights Place in Woodbury Road, Bay Avenue. You know, the old courthouse.
What do they have there?
That is the Rocks Geology Museum in Nassau County.
I remember Kelmsett Park in Huntington or somewhere. We
Lloyd
did
Harbor,
stuff with a lot of rocks there.
That's where we went. We also went to Kelmsett. We went to a bunch of places. South Shore, we went Robert Moses and Fire Island is Moses. Point Lookout.
I went to Earth Science the day of the 1984 election. I was at Kelmsett Park, so way before any of you guys were born. But I was at the November or whatever of when Reagan just trounced Mondale. He won, but Mondale won his own state. He won his own state, which is, if you're going to lose, win your own state. Unlike Al Gore, who could have been president, but he couldn't win his own state. Al, win your own state. That's all I can say.
Where's he even from?
Tennessee.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one who was so environmentalist and left all the lights on in his house?
Yeah, and it has like the jets he takes and everything.
Yeah.
Carbon footprint this big.
Speaking of science classes, does this college offer rocket science classes?
Does it?
No, it doesn't. Okay, because a lot of people say it's
but
not
there are
rocket
summer classes right here at the Children's Museum of rocket science that he wants to take.
Oh, my God. Look, I know this is a sports show, but I got to get this off my chest. I was I take a sociology class right now. It's an 8 o'clock social class. It's it's sociology. I mean, you'd have to be an idiot to fail the class.
I enjoyed sociology because all you need to know is that when I was a kid and when I was a college student, the answer was so easy because the world is prejudiced. So as long as you knew the answer, it was the same thing like taking a religion test. Jesus loves you. It was not Mark's religion test, but a different religion test.
Yeah, Mark, you are excluded from
the
this.
Muslims who I want to wish an Eid Mubarak to tomorrow.
There you go. That's right.
But Ramadan.
Yep.
But I'm not going to say who. But this guy who's teaching this class is a former dean of a school, and this guy is teaching like astral projection. I'm not kidding. Okay? We got into a conversation off of some topic that was sociologically related, and we wound up at, that the Illuminati is real. Oh. And it's like,
really?
And he's like, and there are
the guy teaching the class?
And he's like, there are people who can project their bodies and travel the world, and then come back to themselves.
You want to get him fired? Bring up the Rothschilds, because that's how you know if he's. Do you know what that is?
No.
There's the Illuminati. People, the powerful, the Rothschild. There's anti-Semites who believe that the world is run by 5 banking families led by the Rothschilds. So if anyone who says that you bring up the Rothschilds, that means they're anti-Semitic. Get them fired like that. But there's a lot of famous people who just Google Rothschilds. They're a big banking family. Oh yeah, absolutely, huge banking family in England and Europe and everything, and they rule the world. Meanwhile, have you ever heard of the Rothschilds?
No.
Yeah, there you go. But they rule the world.
So you're saying there is an Illuminati?
Yeah, exactly. My dollar bill is a triangle on it, right? Therefore,
Jesus. I can't even. If we're gonna talk, this is exactly what I'm trying to get away from.
One time I was walking with my sons back. I think they were doing like Pokemon Go or something. They were son and his friend, and a car filled with balloons goes by, but the balloons were in the shape of a triangle. So my son said, "Balluminati confirmed."
Balluminati.
And I loved it. I'm like, that's really funny. I like that.
That's great.
We're listening to Sports Talk. That's where we are. 516-572-7440. 516-572-7440. It's week 2 without the Steve Dass lead-in.
Yeah.
So,
bummer. Yeah, I was driving in today. I'm shocked. No sock hop.
Lots of cologne, though. If you like cologne, you came to the right place. 516-572-7440.
Since we're a little bit off topic today, and it's kind of related to what you just said, I want to give a big shout out to the Long Island Pride people. It was a great fest.
Oh, in Long Beach? Did you work it?
I worked it. It was a great festival.
Now, did you work security?
Yeah.
For what institution or what? You'll tell me later. Okay, what's that? Interesting.
Yeah. It was.
I didn't get a chance to go. It was
phenomenal. I was in the VIP area.
Really?
And they had a fashion show on the Saturday. And guess what?
God, there's so many straight lines.
I was working the fashion show. And guess who's situated at the end of the runway with their back facing everybody?
Who?
Myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So these guys and gals are walking behind me. They could be doing whatever, shaking their tuchuses and behind me. I don't even know what happened.
Oh, because you had to be scared. Of course, you looked the other way. I was in the city today, and I saw a big black SUV, huge, comes out with a big bodyguard, comes out. Who's he with? Reverend Al Sharpton.
Of course.
So, and he's going into a building right above him that says 666. I'm like, I want to take this picture. But the SUV is in the way. I couldn't get a picture.
I'm more of a 770 kind of guy.
Right, yeah. But, and then I was with 2 guys from Toronto. I'm like, I don't know if you know who that is, but that's Reverend Al Sharpton. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
And he was in a nice suit. And they said, anyone who's watched TV the last, 20, 30 years knows who he is. Yeah. So, okay, you're from Toronto. So.
Nick thought I was shooting off a random number. Nick, no, 770 is not a random number.
What, you're ABC, right?
No, 770 Eastern Parkway.
Oh. Yeah.
Right, I think I missed this joke.
No. You were laughing because you thought I was shouting out a random number.
Yeah, I was.
But it wasn't a random number.
Oh, okay.
So lots of stuff to talk about the world. I love every day LeBron's going to a new place. I thought the thing that Gary Payton said was the most truth. Do you know what that was? That he signed up his kids for school in Los Angeles?
Yeah, he's going to L.A.
That's all you need to know, right?
I think that's exactly... He's either... Look, I've been pretty all over this. I've been for years. I wrote an article for I guess it's a subsidiary of Fox Sports for my brother years ago. And this is 2 years ago that this whole scheme... This whole scheme is that LeBron James, even though he had just gone back to Cleveland, was going to eventually wind up in L.A. And I cited Paul George, and I even cited the Timofey Mozgov signing, all as signs that this was going to happen in the next few years. And I feel like my predictions are finally going to be right. My brother absolutely does not think so. He thinks he's a Sixer waiting to happen, and I hate it. I don't think it works.
The odds are out. Lakers are number 1, but the Sixers are number 2. But the Sixers don't have a GM because of Twittergate.
He doesn't want to be involved. Here's the thing. The places that people think he's going to go to. Number 1, I don't think he's staying in Cleveland because he hates Dan Gilbert. That's number 1.
Right, yeah.
Number 2, he's not going to 76ers, especially now with this whole nonsense with Colangelo.
But they have room, right?
Which, by the way, on Beyond the Game, we all had a very hard time reporting without laughing because it's did this happen?
Do we think it's the wife? Do you think it's the wife, or do you think it's him?
I don't care.
Yeah, well, I think
either way,
it's the wife.
You think it's the wife?
Yeah,
I think it's the wife, but how do you not fire him? You have to fire him.
Because there's another thing going on. Speaking of that, it's hockey. Do you see what's going on with the Ottawa Senators?
Yes.
With Carlson?
And demanded a trade, or that's the report.
Well, he asked for what they call in Canada.
And the stuff before
in Canada, they call it a peace bond. Here we call it a restraining order.
You know where he's going, don't you?
The Raiders?
He's going to go to the Rangers.
But that's the thing in terms of you have these guys have been teammates for 7 years. One guy is Carlson, who's a good player, a defenseman. The other guys are in the middle of a 4-year, $25 million contract, another good player. And the wife and so Carlson and his wife filed for this restraining order against the girlfriend of this other guy. And it's funny because these fake Twitter accounts, wherever they are, because when they lost their baby, and the one Twitter account writes back, maybe she shouldn't have taken so many painkillers during her pregnancy. And it's like, that's mighty specific.
It's very.
It's almost like you knew her, you were there. But it would be something if they're totally wrong, that they're going after this person who has nothing to do with anything. It's like, boy, but that happens in hockey. I remember when with the Flyers, Eric Lindros had to be traded from the Flyers because he had gotten busy with the captain's wife. I'm trying to think who the captain of the Flyers was during that time. I should know that, but he.
What year was it?
It was the link right before he became a Ranger. Lindros, so famous big guy, and he was, and they had to get rid, and it was well known, and it was publicly professed, and so it's like, boy, hockey sort of airs their dirty laundry. The same thing like when LeBron's
and
mother,
Delonte West,
Delonte. It's like, wow, that doesn't often get out there, but I guess sometimes it does, you know.
Maybe LeBron will go to Ardmore, Pennsylvania.
Was it Primo?
No, it wasn't Primo.
No, that's where Lower Marion High School is.
It was a huge guy. The guy was like 6'5", 6'4", and it was like
Eric Desjardins.
No, it wasn't. It was like, if that's the guy, if Lindros is with your wife and you're a big guy like that, take care of business yourself. You don't need to get him traded. But that was Lindros forcing him. Lindros never wanted to play for a Canadian team.
Yeah, and he got traded to Nordiques, right?
Yeah.
But he was traded technically because he whined about it.
Yeah, they didn't want to play for the Nordiques, which don't exist anymore.
But anyway, look,
they won the championship.
What do you do? Yeah. What do you do if you're in their position? Though you had to fire Colangelo.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
But
they didn't want that. They didn't
want that. They were doing well.
They were forced to take Colangelo by the NBA because Sam Hinkie had done his process, meaning tanking, right? And the NBA's like, look, you're making us look bad, and that's saying something because the NBA always looks bad. So you're making us look bad. So we got to let's take Colangelo, who's USA Basketball, the son of Jerry, and all that kind of stuff. Well, now he's gone, and the Sixers process worked that Hinkie had invented, and they tanked for. But you know who the GM they want to hire?
To be fair, Hinkie's been a little while now. The only guy on that team, the only major guy on that team that Hinkie actually had was Joel Embiid now.
But the draft picks, just in terms of the team being so bad.
Yeah, you're right.
Him just not putting a competitive team out there. But with regard, the GM that they want to hire?
David Griffin.
Because he had been the GM of the Cavaliers, and LeBron likes him and all that kind of stuff. We're talking about, 33, 34-year-old LeBron, though? This is not the same LeBron that the Miami Heat got.
No, he's better.
Yeah.
Somehow he's better. He just had the best season of his life.
So, you put him in L.A. and they'll have Ball there, which could mean nothing.
It could mean nothing. They could trade him.
Right.
The reason I think he's going to L.A. is because I think that they're going to, that I 100% believe that Paul George doesn't re-sign with Oklahoma City. He moves to LA. LeBron goes to LA with him, and there's and with that move, they would be forced to either trade Ingram or Ball. And if they trade Ball, it's not insane to think that they could put together a package to acquire a guy. Not necessarily him, but a guy of the status of a Chris Paul or a Russell Westbrook.
And then who was it today? Was it Kenny Martin himself? Someone broke the news that said that they predict that, I think it was Kenny Martin, that LeBron and Paul George are going to the Knicks.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Look, I gave up on this pipe dream a long time ago.